How much does my Jeep Gladiator weigh? Let's go find out. So my Gladiator has a gross vehicle weight rating of 6,250 pounds. And I've got the magic numbers right here. Let's take a look. So the weight of the Gladiator, 6,200 pounds. I think it's time for Maximus to go on a bit of a diet. So I've always had a suspicion that the Gladiator was heavy, but I really never knew for sure just how heavy it was. So finding out that I'm unloaded basically right on that edge of the GVWR is really kind of concerning. Now granted, we've done a lot of modifications to this Jeep, a lot of suspension upgrades, but it's still not good for the overall health of the vehicle. So definitely need to do some things to reduce some weight, and over the years I found that there are a number of things on here that I just don't use. So we're going to strip some things off, starting with the privacy tent. We're going to go ahead and get that off. I know that's not huge, but the way it's mounted and the shape of the Jeep body, it really kind of falls half of it onto the body and isn't all that useful. Plus, when I went to my new iCamper Blue Dot Voyager, the ladder now comes off from that side right where the privacy tent is. So it makes it kind of difficult to use either the tent or the privacy tent. My old tent used to be a rear entry, so it wasn't a big deal. But of course, that was a whole nother issue with the awning on the other side. So we're going to pull this off. And we're going to start weighing these items as we pull them off and see what kind of weight savings we can expect. And when we're all done, we're going to go back to the scales and see what we got. So let's go see how much this privacy tent weighs. I know it's not much, but every little bit helps. All right, so we got 11.8 pounds. Now another thing that I have never used is my high lift jack. And I know those things are pretty heavy. And let's face it, there's better options out there now. These things can be quite dangerous, and it rattles, makes a bunch of noise, so let's get rid of it. All right, so how much does the high lift jack weigh? 31.6. So that's a good little savings right there. So I'm also going to do something different with my Rotopax water cans. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off right now. Now, some of them will end up going back in with the new solution that I'm going to be doing here, but not all of them. What I've found is that I don't come anywhere close to using 3 of these. In fact, I'm lucky if I go through 1 of them on any of my trips. So I'm going to be putting at least 1 back in, but it may only be 1. We'll see. So I'm going to pull them off for now. All right, so now that I've got the water cans off, I'm going to go ahead and remove the inner panels and the standoff brackets that hold them on the bed rack. The only reason I put these inner panels on to begin with was to mount the Rotopax water cans and the high lift jack. So since those are not going to be in those locations, the high lift jack will be removed completely, and I'm going to redo my setup on the water cans. I'm going to go ahead and pull those off and save that weight as well. All right, so we've got the inner panels from the bed rack removed and on the scale, 38.6 pounds. So pretty decent little savings there again. All right, so we are already over 80 pounds of savings. What do you say, Doug? What's up, buddy? How are you, pal? You doing good? Yeah? You checking out the Gladiator? You checking my work? All right, so we have already saved over 80 pounds of weight just removing the few things we have removed. And the two biggest things weight-wise are yet to come. One of them being the 270-degree awning. This thing is heavy. And I really don't use it that much. And if you don't get it put away right, it gets in the way of the door. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this, save the weight, save the stuff hanging off the side. And yeah, I'll miss it, but not that much. Oh. That's a heavy piece right there. All right, so we got the 270-degree awning on the scale. Let's take a look at what we got. 65.6 pounds. Man, that's gonna be a big savings. So now it's time for the fun part, removing the deck system. Now this is gonna be too large to put on my little shipping scale to see what the weight is. But from my understanding, it's approximately 200 pounds. So that'll be a nice little savings. Alright, so I got the deck system out, and as you can see, it is pretty filthy underneath there. Lots of leaves up towards the front. And then I do still have the one ammo can that actually has my ARB dual air compressor in it. Unfortunately, I am going to have to relocate my ARB air compressor. And I don't know if I'm going to reroute the lines to go to the existing ports on the side of the bed or do something different. So I haven't figured that out yet, so I've got to pull that out, figure out where I can disconnect it and all that fun stuff, and kind of go from there. But got the deck system out, so that's a big step. That should be about 200 pounds of savings. So on to the next. So the weight reduction on the Gladiator is complete, and our new weight is 5,760 pounds. All right, so all in all, we saved 440 pounds of weight on the Gladiator, and it definitely has made a difference. Very happy with the results. Feel a lot better about this thing going down the road and being able to take some gear with me now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Second Chance Overland.